Hi, my name is Samantha Tab. This is my Communicating Who You Are video for EDL 854. First of all, personally, I have two kids, Kendall who's 9, Peyton who's 5. We also have a Great Dane named Jameson who is 6, and my shirt has Taylor Swift on it, and I love her, so I add her into everything. So Taylor Swift is 30. Some of my hobbies are I love sports. Any team that's in Kansas City, I do like the St. Louis Blues, Michigan Wolverines. As far as fun or anything else, my friends like sitting on patios, watching movies, going hiking, snowboarding, and camping. Professionally, I got my undergrad at Missouri State University and I student taught in Missouri. Teaching wise, 2 days after graduation, I moved to Kansas and I worked for USD 475. First year as a guest teacher, and then the 2 years after that, I was a kindergarten teacher. After that, moved to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I worked for D49, and now I'm going into my 3rd year as a first grade teacher there. I am in grad school at Fort Hays State University, and some responsibilities that I've had at my school are math task force, new teacher induction committee. That committee just makes when new teachers come on or on board, we make their experience a little bit better. PBIS implementation team, social committee, and I am the first grade team lead. Before I start answering any of the questions or talking about like the things that I took, the 10 things that I took from the articles, I want to say that my district, District 49, is very unique. We do not have one superintendent. We have a CBO, a CEO, and a COO. After that, all of the schools are based on zones. So there's the Falcon zone, the Sand Creek zone, the iConnect zone, and I work in the power zone. So I'm in the power zone. There's other elementary schools. We have a middle school, and we also have a high school. Each zone really does their own thing. They have their own initiatives. They have their own curriculum. There are pros and cons to this. I just wanted, when I'm answering things, if I really don't know it, our district is, I mean, decently big, but it's just set up just a little bit different than other districts. Okay, so some of the takeaways that I had were there is a growing trend where more and more districts are starting to recognize that it does not always make sense for the central office to make all the decisions. And then again, another one would be district office or officials need to do their part too by pushing control over dollars down to the school level. I feel like our district does this. Like our district gives recommendations. The CBO, Brett Ridgway, he's awesome. He tells the zones like what they should be doing, and then the zones tell the schools what they should be doing. But I know that my principal does have control over some monies, but since our district is run just a little bit different, it's just kind of weird. But there are pros and cons to that. So our school does have their own initiatives, and they do get to spend the money to a certain extent on what they want. The next thing would be in schools that employ site-based budgeting, central office decentralizes this control, and school principals hold the autonomy to decide how funds are allocated based on enrollment numbers and the needs of the individual school. We have a new principal, so it's really, I love it because she is new and she's taking stuff or bringing stuff from her old district and then taking the new things that our district wants us to do. So she's being guided by our zone principal of principals. That's the thing. And we, as teachers, we're really just kind of left out of the loop. We don't know what money is spent on, and we're really not a part of too much planning. The team lead meetings, we do talk about money, but there's really not really any say, and it's not relevant to this quote. All right. 4 through 7, the management and administrative responsibilities have multiplied with the rise of technology, new legislation requirements, and pressure of the economy. Absolutely, and I'll go over to that in a second. The budget is vital because it helps ensure that the school achieves its goals, establishes a control system, and motivates employees to work harder. Most schools employ professional accountants. I don't know where those schools are. To do their financial and making sure that they're avoiding any problems or wrong numbers or anything that's wrong. The principal's failure to comply with guidelines provided by the Department of Education is a serious offense and it can lead to the closure of a school. All right, so I'm going to go right over here. So my thoughts. So I know that my responsibility over even the last couple of years that I've been in teaching, it's only been like 4 years, but it's fine, has changed. It has went up. So I can only imagine the pressure that's put on principals. And then to be like, hey, you're going to be in charge of a budget. And what if they have no background in that? That would be, I can only imagine. My job has gotten harder. I know that their job has definitely gotten harder. So the one here, the second one that talks about the budget is vital to achieve the goals. Well, first of all, I don't really know what the goals of my school are. We do have a new principal, and COVID-19 happened, and we just are missing that piece there. I don't know what our school's goals are. I just do my job and work with my team and work with everyone else, and we're good to go. I'm sure we'll learn that later. So I'm always motivated because of my students and the amazing team that I have, and really has little to do with anything else. And this, so I read like some places have professional accountants. I'm wondering if that's just at the district level because where are these accountants at? And I feel like with all the responsibilities of principals now, should principals have like a background in accounting? Like that would kind of stress me out depending on the district that you're at. So like I said, teaching background plus accounting? Question mark? I don't know. And then before conducting a fundraising effort, the principal has to discuss the purpose with the staff and the students' parents. So that just instantly reminds me of the PTA. Our PTA is in charge of all of our fundraising. The principals are there, or at least one of them, and they never, I think that's where this comes in. The staff is there, not all of them. Students, parents, PTA, Parent Teacher Association, and they don't really, they say, that's great, this fundraiser sounds great, and we do it. Schools don't have unlimited resources, and trade-off must be made over how their scarce education dollars are spent. A school might need extra reading teachers or new computers more than it needs additional counselors. Reporting the use of school funds to the relevant parties. So I'm going to go back up here. Absolutely, we do not have unlimited resources. I mean, I really, really wish we did. And I know that this one here, I picked this quote because it's very relevant. Like, we need new computers because if we are starting school year in person, if we do go to e-learning, there are some classes that don't have the resources and some grades that don't have the resources to be successful with that. And so where are they going to get that money at? I already know that we're losing a ton of money in education. So I don't know where they're going to get that at, and that kind of is crazy. So I just said, where are they going to get it? Grants, Title I monies, READ plan monies, special funds set aside, reporting the use of school funds to relevant parties. Well, I want to know who the relevant parties are because it must not be me. And here we go. Principal. The zone decides how much money each school gets. I have not witnessed my principal firsthand doing anything with budgets. The secretary takes care of the monies as far as field trips, activity fees. The P card is the card that teachers get to take, and it's tax-free, and just any other funds, grade level funds. Our assistant principal, Mr. McGee, has been at our school the longest, and he knows the school, the students, and the needs best. So our principal, our new principal, and our AP, like, they are like literally the best team ever. So I can't wait to see what happens next year. Concerns. Will I be set up for success? Is there going to be some sort of mentorship? Fun fact, I was going to school for accounting before I decided to go into education. So I do have that background, but it still kind of stresses me out. Let's get real. How much training do principals get when it comes to budgets? That's what I would want to know. That goes up into the support and mentorship. Needs of the school and not enough money. Well, we don't have unlimited resources, so what if we need a ton of stuff and we don't have the money for it? Just balancing all that money and what's more important than others. I would love to have guidance on that. And then balancing funds between grade levels. Every school does their funds different. And then different funds, I said different funds go to what? Because I know a couple people in the class have already mentioned that funds come out of where, and I can use this fund for this, and only certain things, like the ins and outs of that is kind of stressful, but it will be fine. These are my references, and thank you for watching my video.